Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating lore of Lilith, a mystical figure intertwined with ancient mythology and biblical interpretations. Join us as we unravel the enigmatic origins and various legends surrounding this intriguing character. From her origins in Mesopotamian folklore to her connections with Adam, Satan, and the Garden of Eden, we'll explore the diverse interpretations and shed light on the story of Lilith. So, grab a seat and get ready for a captivating journey into the realm of myth and mystery. Let's begin. The name Lilith is derived from an ancient Hebrew word that originally meant Lilith, a singular feminine noun. It likely shares a common origin with the Hebrew word Layla or Laylil and the Arabic word Layla, which all mean night in Semitic languages. This connection to the word for night aligns with the associations of Lilith in the Bible. Many Hebrew words have similarities with words from neighboring Mesopotamian languages like Sumerian and Akkadian. The word Lilith is remarkably similar and likely related to the Akkadian word Lilia and the Sumerian word Lil. In both languages and religions, this word was used to refer to a female night demon. The oldest mention of this demon can be traced back to the ancient Sumerian story of Gilgamesh and Enkidu in the netherworld. Lilith was associated with the wind, storms, and was depicted as a female demon with poisonous attributes. In Mesopotamian folklore, Lilith and similar creatures were supernatural beings associated with nighttime activities such as visiting men in their sleep, seducing them, or causing harm. They were also linked to explanations for natural occurrences like wet dreams, child abductions, and failed pregnancies. Lilith is mentioned only once in the entire Bible, in the book of Isaiah. In Isaiah 34, which primarily focuses on God's wrath and the destruction of the kingdom of Edom, Lilith is briefly mentioned among other creatures that will inhabit the desolate land. The translation and interpretation of Lilith's meaning in this passage vary among different Bible versions, ranging from night creature to night monster to night bird or screeching owl. The word Lilith itself remains obscure and its true meaning is poorly understood. Similarly, the word Kupaz, mentioned alongside Lilith in Isaiah 34, is also unclear in meaning, with translations ranging from great owl to arrow snake or darting snake. The uncertainty surrounding these terms leads to ongoing debates and different interpretations among scholars. The name Lilith has undergone various translations and interpretations over time. In the original ancient Hebrew text, Lilith is believed to have been understood as a mythical, supernatural creature rather than an animal like an owl. Greek translations of the Hebrew text referred to Lilith as an Ono centaur or Lamia, both mythical creatures with supernatural qualities. Different Greek translators had varying interpretations of Lilith, with some leaving the name untranslated. The Latin Vulgate translation of the Bible also refers to Lilith as Lamia, a disfigured female demon with serpentine qualities. The oldest discovered text of Isaiah 34 verse 14, known as the Great Isaiah Scroll from the Dead Sea Scrolls, presents Lilith in the plural form, suggesting the existence of multiple Lilith-like beings. This supports the notion that Lilith, along with other variations of the name like Lil, Lilitu, and Lamia, represents a regional variation of a common demonic creature found in neighboring folklore and religions. Lilith is associated with desolate areas and is depicted as seductive, preying on young men and stealing children. The Hebrews likely incorporated these mythical creatures from neighboring religions and cultures into their own sacred texts, similar to how Leviathan and Nephilim are understood in Hebrew mythology. However, as monotheistic beliefs became more prominent in Judaism and Christianity, there was a tendency to downplay or remove references to polytheistic beings. This resulted in the confusion and varied translations of Lilith over the centuries. In conclusion, Lilith was originally viewed as a mythical, demonic creature in ancient Hebrew texts, with connections to similar beings in neighboring folklore. The translations and interpretations of Lilith have been influenced by cultural and religious shifts over time, leading to different understandings of her nature and characteristics. Lilith's association with Satan and Adam emerged through various interpretations and misinterpretations of biblical texts. Around the 8th to 10th centuries CE, some Jewish scholars began interpreting Lilith as the woman mentioned in Genesis 1 verse 20. According to their interpretation, Lilith was created independently from Adam, at the same time as him, and was different from the woman Eve created later in Genesis 2 verse 22. This interpretation suggests that woman was created twice by God for Adam, once from clay alongside him and later from Adam's rib. Folklore further developed this idea by stating that Lilith, being created from the same clay as Adam and being independent-minded, desired her own freedom and left him and the Garden of Eden. Some accounts even mention Lilith forming a relationship with the archangel Samuel and later transforming into a demoness. It's important to note that these interpretations are not explicitly stated in the Bible, and Lilith is never named in Genesis. The idea of Adam having a first wife named Lilith, though not supported by biblical text, persisted in Jewish folklore and to a lesser extent in Christian traditions. One reason early Jews may have associated Lilith with Adam and the Genesis story is because Lilith, even in her ancient form, was already linked to Garden of Eden imagery. Additionally, similarities can be observed between the Genesis narrative and the ancient Sumerian text of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, suggesting a shared origin or influence. Another factor that contributed to Lilith being associated with Adam and the Genesis story was a misinterpretation of the biblical text. Genesis, specifically, was written by multiple authors and later spliced together into a single book. Different authors, denoted as P, Elohim, and J, Yahweh, presented different versions of the creation story, leading to two conflicting accounts. Some readers, unaware of this splicing, mistakenly interpreted it as God creating woman twice instead of two versions of the same story. The interpretation of Lilith as Adam's first wife arose from this misunderstanding and misinterpretation of the text. The complex and sometimes conflicting nature of biblical texts, compounded by the blending of various authorial voices, can make it challenging to unravel the true meaning behind these stories. Nonetheless, Lilith's history, like that of other entities such as Leviathan, Nephilim, and Behemoth, is intricate and subject to interpretation. Thank you for watching. We hope you have gained insights into the Bible through this discussion. Please consider subscribing and clicking on the notification icon for future updates. Stay tuned for more episodes where we delve into critical issues found in the Bible.